Hello. There we go. Microphone's working. That's cool. Just bear with me a sec, guys. Okay then, folks. Welcome to Thursday, the 5th of December. Let's do some more Resident Evil 6, and while we're at it, I think we've got something new to discuss. So as we get this underway, as people join, let's get some Resident Evil 3 remake discussion. Let's see what people think. So tonight we will hello, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the stream. Nice to meet you. Just contemplating which campaign to finish out, Leon and Jake. Go, Jake. Let's get Sherry's campaign finished.
I'm sorry. I trusted Simmons. I should have been able to see through his lies. This is all my fault.
Just following orders, right? I thought you were doing the right thing. Find the vaccine. Save the world and all that. What the hell just happened?
Ugh, of course. They took our weapons.
So when Smiley and I did this the other week, I guess I was out the room when Smiley released the locks. I don't remember doing it at all. And I know I had quite a bit to drink that night, but still.
Jake, in there. Our weapons.
Now we just gotta get to him.
Let's come back in here. Get that emblem.
I know what I'm doing.
Jake!
Good luck.
Thanks.
climbing through those air ducts.
Oh man, this level is slowly coming back to me.
Hey, break down the door! Save me from climbing through those air ducts. Not bad for a girl.
My pleasure.
That was that emblem. There we go. Let's get this show on the road then. Hello, new viewers. I can see the count going up, and we've got an Agent Hunt. Oh no! Is this going to be our? Is this going to be our player?
Electricity temporarily rerouted to incubation chamber. To activate elevator, please attach reserve battery.
Reserve battery?
I think that was our player, guys. I think he's just going to keep coming. Hello, Vincent's mother. Nice to see you. Hello, Smiley. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining, even if it's just for a bit. Memory is really hazy with this chapter.
Activated. 25% charged.
We gotta get more? Damn it.
Jake!
I'm on it.
Come on, Jake. Hello, Blackstock79. Nice to see you. Smiley, I mean, I suppose the look they give each other on the train at the end implies it's going to be a rather romantic relationship, but it's one thing the RE series never really goes into, so it'll probably be never seen again. Oh, Jake, man. Why did I let Agent why did I select for Agent Hunt? Yeah, indeed. I think a lot of people would be happy with that ending. Jake, please get it together, come on.
I know what I'm doing.
God for that.
That's hardly practical. We got no choice.
Really? There's no other way up? Well...
We do like absolutely nonsensical level design, don't we? It really is. It's amazing how much of it I can't actually remember. Whoa. I'd actually forgotten all this stuff with the lift. So forgive me if I'm slower than usual getting through it. Oh, my accuracy.
Stop being so needy.
Reserve battery 2 activated. 50% charged.
No.
All right, halfway there.
Move it!
Jake did tell Sherry to stop being so needy because I was urging him to hurry up. Facehuggers running around. Oh. Never seen that before in my life. Where the hell am I going? This way. This way. Missed the elevator. They're everywhere. Phew, that was close. So once we get this little bit, let's talk. Well, I mean, you guys can start now in the chat. First thoughts then. Resident Evil 3 Remake. What do you think about the artwork? I mean, I know there's not a lot to go on until we get the trailer, really, but Jesus Christ. Stun locked. As I said in the video that I put out on YouTube, I'm kind of fully expectant and almost welcoming the fact that it's going to be like completely different and a massive departure. I'd sort of, at this point, see them do the departure thing, than try and just remake the game again. Carlos does look like Rambo, yes. Oh man, missed it again.
This way.
You mental?
Oh, I keep just missing it by like a pixel. Ugh. Wow. Okay. Thank God he's gone. He's kicking my ass.
Reserve battery 3 activated. 75% charged.
One more left.
I'm not expecting anything in the way of like live selections or anything to stay. I don't even think the game will have epilogues actually, given how sort of self-contained RE2 was and how not referential it was to the rest of the series. Why the hell did the game make me get on there? Yeah, I think the choice of artwork's not necessarily the best. It's certainly not as immediate as the RE2 remakes one, and it says a lot that Jill looks so much better in that other leaked still. Jesus Christ, this fucking area. Keep missing this lift every time. There's an interesting. I linked it on Twitter yesterday. There's actually a really interesting fan edit of his hair, which gives him more Resident Evil 3 style hair, and it looks so much better.
Jake! Hurry! Over here! Hurry!
area over yet. I think in one sense, and someone actually on in the YouTube comments, Black Sox said, you know, making it a reboot, and I don't necessarily disagree with this, making it a reboot means you're not going to compare it as much to the original, because I think in many ways the original games of 2 and 3 are to me, they're essentially perfect. I know that they're dated for some people, but you know, we've got the HD projects now, because you really have to get it before it comes through. Yeah, the HD projects for me are all I need now to enjoy those games. I mean, I can enjoy those games even without the HD projects. That's how much I love them. You know, the HD projects is icing on the cake, really. So in some ways, I actually respect the fact that they didn't try and wow, okay.
Unexpected power surge detected. Please use elevator for evacuation.
First there's no power, now there's too much.
Hello,
At
Nick.
least the elevator works.
What am I supposed to do here?
We have to find a way to stop this.
That crane might do the trick.
I think as long as the MacBook Pro can run Dolphin, because that's the emulator that you use to play the HD projects, you'll be able to do it, yeah. Because you're essentially using the GameCube ROM of Resident Evil 2 and 3. So as long as you can do that on a MacBook, you'll be able to run the HD projects, I assume.
I'm fresh out of patience, pal.
What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. God. Good stuff, Big Dave. Whereabouts in the world are you from, if you don't mind me asking? Because if you're in the EU, I would not bother getting Code Veronica because it's the PAL version. God, I'm gonna get killed here. I am gonna get killed
Yeah,
here.
I'm fine. Hurry!
How do these characters end up in these most ridiculous situations? Oh, that'll be fine then. Yeah, you'll be fine to get. It's not a bad port. It's just a straight port of the PS2 version, but it's nicely upscaled. I agree, Black Sox. I don't want to see any more remakes after 3. Although I know there's a lot of demand for Code Veronica now. I've seen it everywhere.
I'm on it.
I mean, I'm even seeing in places I'm seeing people wanting an over-the-shoulder remake of the RE1 remake, and just please, God, no. I'd like to think Capcom wouldn't go there, to be honest, because you are properly messing with perfection there. You already remade it perfect once. Why bother doing it again? And because they can, yeah, indeed they can, because they just want cash monies. Someone who we know on the podcast, who sends us in quite a few questions for the quiz, and that Vito, he put an interesting spin on the, because I asked him, like, why would Capcom bother remaking Resident Evil 4, and he said, well, think of it in monetary set terms. You could, Capcom could charge $60 versus $20 if they remade it as a fully fledged brand new experience, and that's something I don't know whether I want.
Chris!
Glad to see you're okay.
Wait, was that you who just freed us?
Looks like you guys saved the day again, huh? I can see your father in you.
How did you know?
Wait, hold on a second. So you knew him? Yeah, I did. But I'm the one that killed him. It was you? That's right. Chris?
Better put a leash on that puppy.
This is between me and him. Go ahead. Shoot. You have every right to. Just promise me you'll survive. The world depends on it.
Who the hell are you to tell me what to do?
Stop it!
Put your gun down! Now!
Tell me. We just following orders? Or was it personal?
Both.
Jake, please stop.
Put a bullet
Just
in your
put
head!
your gun down.
Drop your
Don't
weapon!
do this!
There are more important things at stake than you and me.
We gotta go!
Jake!
I know!
Black Sox, that's the one thing I always liked about how the trilogies worked,
Guys, I think this is some sort of lift. There's one over there too. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I always like the fact that the first three games were, your Raccoon City, over the shoulder, fixed camera angles. Then you had the 4, 5, 6 trilogy, which delved into your bioterrorism angle in an over the shoulder style. And then I really like the idea that 7, 8, 9 would be your first person, whatever big plans they've got for the series. And I've just got a feeling now that because obviously Remake 2 was so popular, that they may have well abandoned first person for Resident Evil 8, and that sort of break my heart because I'm a big supporter of what they did with VR. I love Resident Evil 7 as a game. Just watching Nick play it the other night was a real joy, actually watching somebody else play it for a change instead of me. Because sometimes I feel like people like me and Nick are the sole champions of Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, just a bit.
We gotta get out of here and warn HQ.
Hurry! Over here! This way!
Yay! I
How did you know Jake is Wesker's son?
get to ride with Chris.
I didn't think the BSA was privy to that intel.
Leon told me. He also told me where to find you.
So he's okay? Good. I was worried Simmons had gotten to him.
No, he's fine. For the time being, anyway. But he's not out of the woods yet. His outbreak in China makes Raccoon City pale in comparison. We need a vaccine for the C-virus, and we need it now.
Which means you need Jake.
I'm gonna get you two out of here. Count on it. Even if it's the last thing I do for the BSAA.
Whoa.
You know, it's a good thing for you. You killed the captain back there. Otherwise, you'd be dead right now. I can't imagine my delight of having to escort your ass out of here. Jesus Christ, did you ever shut up? Are you trying to piss me off? I don't trust you, and I don't like you.
You tell him, Piers.
Asshole. You get out if we get the fuck out of here.
Okay, Chris. Who would make an elevator complex like this? Just who would do it, guys? You tell me. Answers on a postcard, please. That's actually a question I actually think Resident Evil 4 wins out, to be honest, because the elevator sequences in 5 and 6, they're not good. They're all these stupid, silly, rotating elevators. So come on then, chat. What is your wish list for Resident Evil 3? If they could add anything new to the game that wasn't in the original, what would you like to see? Would you like to see an extended Carlos campaign? Would you just like to see a revised Operation Mad Jackal? Cancellation. Nick, please.
Chris!
Get moving. We got it from here. Let's go.
Wait!
Hey! We got a job to finish.
There is no way they can take that thing!
We are not going back.
But they're gonna get killed!
Then that's their choice! It's a sacrifice they're willing to make, and we can't stop them.
Jake!
You know what? I'm not my father. And I'm gonna make damn sure that it stays that way. We're getting out of here. And we're gonna save the world.
You're right. Let's go.
See, if they're really going to push Carlos as a main character, I wouldn't even mind if you had like a Jill A, Carlos B style thing.
We gotta be close.
He's kind of been unfairly treated over the years, so I think he's due his moment in the limelight, to be honest. I think they need to make, with regards to Nemesis, Nick, I think they need to make him consistently scary, because the problem I found with Mr. X was it was a great mechanic in Remake 2. It was a great mechanic at first, but once you learn how to sort of duke him and work your way around him, he's just more of an annoyance than he is an actual, like, terrifying BOW. It's just more of like a moving obstacle that you just need to navigate. and especially because you can exploit certain rooms in the station. It would be nice if you didn't have any of the, you know, Nemesis would be a great thing if the first area of the game is the RPD. Wouldn't it be absolutely crazy if you try and seek refuge in the save room and the photo save room in the West Wing, and he just literally comes through the door. Speaking of Nemesis, his is late ancestor. Descendant.
Enough of this cat and mouse bullshit. Come get some, you ugly son of a bitch!
Jake, we can't fight him right here. It's too dangerous. Jake! Over here!
I know where I'm going!
Would you guys want the remake 3 to give a definite on Nikolai's fate? I thought that was going to work. Or would you like to see it an open-ended thing? Do you think they'll even give you like multiple outcomes, or they'll just not bother? Do you think the game will be more linear? I wouldn't be adverse to seeing a Ada RE3 scenario. They could do that, Smiley, as long as they don't make it a very silly bullet sponge sniper fight like Orc. And yeah, that's something they definitely need to clarify once and for all. Finally put that debate to rest. I don't know whether they'll bother with the choices. You know, the live selections, Black Sox. Yeah, I don't know. Ow. If the rumours are true, Black Sox, that development was started around the same time as Remake 2, then we could feasibly see it at the beginning of next year, or maybe, you know, like the first quarter next year. I mean, I'd like to think that that'll come with the trailer when we get it, which, you know, we're of course assuming is going to drop on the 12th, which is next Thursday. Ammo. Oh, is that something that's broken today then, Nick? I've not seen that, if that's okay. I've not been on the internet much today. Is Mortal Kombat evil?
this mano a mano.
This was so stupid. It wouldn't be so bad if Jake was superpowered or whatever, but you know that C virus dose he took
Is that all you got?
really must have done something.
I'll cover you!
Thanks.
Oh, what the hell?
You can do it, Jake!
What the hell am I doing?
Get him!
What am I doing here? Don't even know. Right, okay. I just gotta wait for it, have I? Oh, there we go. Just missed every other time. Go on, Jake. One thing I don't want to see, guys, I don't want to see this. Do not want to see Jill and Carlos meleeing the Nemesis. Imagine if that was the climax to Nemesis. There's Carlos there, doing a running Superman punch at Nemesis. Bends his nose out of shape even more.
Good riddance.
Let's get out of here!
We finally killed him.
Piece of cake.
Do you want to see any new locations? Because obviously they're going to do it because it's ripe for expansion, Raccoon City, and then there's been a couple of people with apparently inside knowledge, which is saying there is actually some. I think they've been very careful to use the wording that it's not open world as such, but it's slightly more expanded, and you'll be able to go to different. I suppose in many ways, like the original Resident Evil 3, you won't have like a set route, and you can go to different places first. Do you guys want to see more of like the orphanage kind of thing? Because, you know, like I say, I'm with the sort of taking into account that it's going to be. There we go. It's going to be more of like a reimagining. I really don't mind.
In and out.
Right.
You know, they can. I would imagine Raccoon Park will get expanded quite a bit. This has not taken anywhere near as long as I was expecting.
I'm on it.
Whoa! This is fast!
Yeah, and there's no goddamn steering. Christ almighty! What does it take to lose this guy?
Come on! We have to move further out!
Jesus, take the hit!
Jake! Keep going!
Hey, check out the cargo. Thinking what I'm thinking?
I am now! Come on!
Take that, asshole!
Do you want to see QTE sections like this in Resident Evil 3? Because I know I don't. Yeah.
Getting him!
One more for you, sack of shit!
Following in the footsteps of Zero and Resident Evil 3 before it is a Token Magnum.
Well done!
Well, what are we waiting for?
Fight a zombie dog. My boyfriend dog, yeah. It's the first enemy in the game you have to kill is Jules' dog.
This shit ends now.
Sherry!
You saved me. You know that, don't you? Thank you.
Hello James, nice to see you, you alright? What do you want for Resident Evil 3? Because you've actually been quite warm to the images, haven't you? You've quite liked what you've seen. And before he answers that, I'll just say absolutely no to caution tape on a Nemesis. Because that didn't take very long, guys, I think I'm going to go and do one more chapter, and I think it's not going to be Leon, I ain't got time for that. I think we're going to start Ada's campaign tonight, because that first level's only about 40 minutes. We need a Troy Baker song at the end. Oh. If Nemesis doesn't have a hat, it's already a winner compared to Mr. X. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to if he's got the minigun. Christ, he had the minigun in Orc, didn't he?
Jake Wesker's blood sample was handed over to the UN's leading researchers, along with 6 months' worth of test results retrieved from Neo Umbrella's archives. With the data now in the right hands, things seem to be finally settling down. Following Jake's rescue, BSAA officials classified his relationship to Albert Wesker as top secret, recognizing the threat it could pose to global security.
Depressingly Black Socks. Again, it's one of those things I feel very much alone with. What's wrong with that, Nick? You saw some amazing storytelling there. I need to check out Yoke's stream actually from last night because he started his journey through this game. So, because we've got a little bit more time, that was really quick actually. I was expecting that to be about an hour and a half, and it was only about 40 minutes or so, wasn't it? So, New Game Plus. I don't like Nemesis' nose, sorry. But it's more that tape. I can't wait to see him. I hope he's literally wrapped head to toe in caution tape. We ignore the fact that that Ada's campaign was patched into being a co-op one, because this dude here, in the middle of the screen there, I can't even remember what his name is. It's just simply Agent. He wasn't in the original version of Resident Evil 6. That was patched in later. The teeth do look wrong. There's a couple of really good fan edits which reduce the teeth quite a lot, remove the nose, and it looks and make the staples more prominent. And it doesn't look too bad actually. Enjoy your fan service, Ada fans.
Simmons?
801. It's been a long time.
Not long enough. I see you still like to play games.
Old habits. Besides, a phone call can be so impersonal.
What is it you want?
I received some very interesting intel on you, Miss Wan. Intel that will greatly influence your future. Curious?
Not in the slightest.
I knew you couldn't resist.
I'm just here to find out what you're up to.
Then by all means, proceed. So you know, level 4 requires a handprint for access. I've made sure you'll be recognized.
You've got my prints on file. You're not playing around, are you?
Oh, I've got much more than your prints, Miss Wong. You'll see. Good luck.
Courtney Taylor is a great Ada. I agree there.
All right, Simmons. Let's see what you're hiding.
She's a. I still prefer Sally Carhill because I think her voice is iconic, but yeah, Courtney Taylor's a really good runner-up. I'm still surprised, James. There hasn't actually been any official word on the leaks at all, bar that sort of quite cryptic tweet from God, I forget his name. I'm sorry, the producer from Capcom, apologising.
I suppose I could go introduce myself, but I don't want to fall behind schedule.
I'll try and not torture you too much with the water escape chase sequence. Fucking double back on myself. So do you think, like Resident Evil 2, they'll cut some enemies out of Resident Evil 3, or are we actually going to get the full roster this time? Are we going to get the spiders, drain Deimos' brain suckers, or will they very much cut down the roster, do you think? That didn't go as well as it could have done. The bolt's not explosive. God. Tell you what, I can't remember that. I've made a colossal error here. Oh. How many enemies is there? Jesus! That was a disaster. No, Ada's campaign's regrettably quite dreadful, isn't it? It doesn't really clarify or tell you anything, and it tends to be more of a chore to traverse than anything else. I made it. That was a mess.
This must be the new breed I've been hearing about.
What kind of juicy Outbreak references do you think we'll get in remake? Jesus fucking hell! Why do they do this when there's literally no way Aiding's going to get revived? No ammo, no weapons, no hope. Yeah, that is something that you do expect them to do. That you should see much more of the RPD actually.
This must be the
running.
new breed I've been hearing about.
Being we should see quite a few survivors actually alive. Of course, all survivors are alive, but you know what I mean. I want to see, Neil Carson for the first time. Do you think we'll see more of Irons? Tyler Hamilton, yeah, it's his time to shine. He's going to be one of the Mad Jackal characters. Who's the other character in Confidential Report, Nick? 'Cause I don't feel they get enough love.
Damn it, an alarm.
Naomi McLean. Just to shoot that. Oh, that's the alarm, isn't it? See a few people have noticed she's got her RPD badge and not a STARS badge on, which goes in with the, them being disbanded shortly after the mansion incident. This is a nice room.
You never did have taste, did you, Simmons?
Nick, I'm honestly struggling to remember this shadow puzzle, but do I remember it? I do vaguely remember this actually.
It's locked. This is going to require a little effort, I assume.
A puzzle? So who says Resident Evil who says Resident Evil 6 doesn't have puzzles in it? Alright, from what I recall, you have to do this.
The view's blocked.
That's it. Tentacle. A tentacle. Ah, of course. Yeah. Should be fairly straightforward. Let's go. That one, isn't it? Oh, is that? Oh God! Ha! Fuck it, let's go for it. Ooh! It'll be that. Yes!
Well, that was a pain in the ass.
How did I do, Nick? Score me.
I'm guessing teamwork isn't a strong point around here.
Shit.
Offing your own crew's gotta be bad for morale.
Do you think, with regards to them puzzles, since we're on the topic of puzzles, do you think they'll attempt to recreate them, or because Resident Evil 3 is notorious for its puzzles? I don't think any other game in the series is discussed with regards to its puzzles as much as RE3. So do you think we're going to see like a modern spin on the water treatment puzzle or the Stones of Time puzzle? Good night, Nick. Thank you very much.
My dearest Ada Wong. Jake Mueller has been located in the Republic of Edonia. Your mission is to find out if his body has antibodies to the C virus. We cannot allow a vaccine to be produced. American will be sent in to acquire the target. Your job is to ensure they escape the country alive. Good luck.
That was dated 6 months ago. That can't be right. I don't remember those orders. Maybe they were passed on to someone else.
Maybe they were indeed. I'm still going back that way, what the fuck? This way.
I see you were expecting me.
Apparently so, yeah. I mean, that you have to take all that. There was about 6 points that I don't want to say leaked, but they were from allegedly an insider, and that was the same sort of 6. There was like 6 things
Sorry,
that
boys, no time.
6
My dance
details.
card's already full.
6 details about the game that leaked, and one of them was that there was going to be slight changes in the story and events and possibly areas you go depending on decisions and choices made through the game. So whether that means there will be like a version of the live selection, I don't really know. Thank you, Smiley. Hope work goes okay for you, man. That same sort of sequence of leaks, if you like, James was the one that
Are those mysterious orders from half a year
also
ago.
said that the game
Maybe
is
he's trying to
slightly
manipulate
open
me.
world in a
I
sense.
hate playing
There'll be a
other
lot of sort of
people's
traversing the streets and going backwards and forwards.
The rescue subs should be close. I've had enough fun here.
I just really want to see what Jill's look. Jill's. I want to see if they'll go for Jill's outfit or if they'll change it to something a little bit more sensible, like Claire's. Like the changes that Claire went through in the remake too. I've never played The Evil Within 2, but Mr. Spencer likes it a lot. He's always recommended it. I think that's a certainty. James, yeah, definitely. Oh man! Oh no, I messed that up. I can't remember what you've got to do to it. Oh god! Trigger the grapple there. pot. Now, perhaps he can let me go now. Ah.
Think about where you are before you shoot. I mean, really.
The hull has been compromised. Prepare to evacuate immediately.
I'll try and make this as pain-free as possible, folks. Yeah, this bit sucks. You're battling the camera more than you are the actual game itself.
This sub isn't going to last much longer.
What was your favourite bit of Resident Evil? Was it the water levels? I actually don't mind the underwater segments in Revelations. I don't actually think they're too bad at all. Why would it turn me around like that? Ah! I don't want to see anything like this in Resident Evil 3.
So much for the rescue sub. Time for Plan B. Only way to go is up.
Wish me well, guys. Wish me well. Here we go.
The torpedo control should be up ahead.
Fucking ladder. Fucking ladder.
Water's coming in fast. Better hurry.
Why does it fucking do? Look at this shit. Fucking controls. Oh.
I'm slipping going down with this sub.
What did you think to the latest film, James? Was it any good at all? I was quite disappointed they didn't get Heather Donahue back to reprise the role. Jesus Christ. I thought I was doing really well there and I fucking reloaded it and it messed me up. Let's put me all the way back here.
Water's coming in fast. You better hurry. When it's open, I'm going down with this sun.
Hello, Emblem. Just trying to remember that. Going that way. Come on, game. Yeah, thank you,
Sun's
Chip.
sinking fast. Well, one death, I'll take that. I will take one death there. One thing with RE3 Remake is I really hope the designers capture the clock tower atmosphere well, because that was the point. If you watch the community playthrough I did, I talked a little bit about when I first played Resident Evil 3 way back in the day. I was always a little bit disappointed with the opening city sections because they just really did feel like a Resident Evil 2 expansion pack. It wasn't until I got to the clock tower that I really felt like the game started, you know, standing on its own and becoming something quite special. So yeah, I really hope they capture really sort of dark, really atmospheric survival horror section. And I really hope, though Resident Evil 2 Remake doesn't give me much hope, but I really hope they keep the environmental It's going to
storytelling.
take more than a handprint to operate this.
I'd really like to see the the Merc with the girl he's trying to protect. I'd really want to see them still continuing those
I'll have to restore power if I want to use
those
these
storylines. But I've just got a feeling they're going to cut so much of that out. The Merc's diaries and the little files and that gave an impression that they really didn't want to be there. And
Yep.
it was, literal hell on earth for them. And to lose that, I think, would be disappointing. I can't think of many games in the series that have better environmental storytelling than Resident Evil 3, actually.
Okay. Stay underwater and I should be fine.
Okay, power's on. Now, let's see how much coaxing I have to do.
Nearly there, guys.
The
Not
sub's
far
doing
now.
Time for a gracious exit.
Oh, we're going the wrong way. That was nice and fair. Wait a minute, through there. Oh, nice Dutch angle there.
Okay, power's back.
Right, let's wrap this chapter up.
Hull collapse at 2,500 feet imminent. Evacuate immediately.
Initiating verbal identification. Answer all questions into the microphone.
Identify yourself.
I'm a little busy right now. Try back later.
Please state your name.
Ah,
Alright, I'll bite. 801.
Authorization approved.
Ms. Wong. 6 months ago, you performed experiments on humans in Edonia. You were following Simmons' orders, but it was your choice to do so. How do you plan to atone for your crimes?
Interesting story. Might want to do some fact-checking now. I don't work for Simmons. I've got nothing to atone for.
Answer all questions into the microphone.
I've no intention of paying for any crimes I'm not guilty of.
Answer all questions into the microphone.
I've no intention of paying for any crimes I'm not guilty of.
Answer all
oh shit,
questions into the
I'm
microphone.
fucking stuck so close, isn't it?
I've no intention of paying for any crimes I'm not guilty of.
Authorization approved.
I know everything about you, Ms. Wong. Everything. I know what it is you're looking for. A world of chaos. Am I right?
If you know me so well, you shouldn't need validation. A world of chaos? Not number one on my list. But it would make Simmons squirm. So I might reconsider.
Authorization approved.
Perfect answer. Now, the final question. Are you ready?
Hold that thought. It's my turn. Who are you?
Authorization approved.
I have no obligation to answer you. My final question. What are you fighting?
What are we fighting for, Snake?
Whatever the hell gets in my way. And the virus always seems to make a cameo.
I like your answer. Identity verification complete. Simmons is waiting for you. I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds.
Authorization complete. Releasing locks now.
I'm glad that's over.
And there we go. Yoke, you're joining me just about to end. Which means you get to take over.
Find anything interesting?
A recording from 6 months ago.
Then the trip was worthwhile. What's the matter? You still haven't figured it out. Allow me to clarify. Tomorrow the U.S. will suffer a bioterrorist attack. After that, China, and then major cities all around the world will suffer the same fate. At the hands of Neo Umbrella's very own Ada Wong.
If you think I'm going to sit back and be your scapegoat, Simmons, you've got another thing coming.
Not so much. We were just having a nice little back and forth about what our expectations were, and I think the main thing people sort of agreed on was that they don't want it to change too much. But you know, the consensus was generally treating it more as a reimagining. Gives them scope to sort of mix things up a little bit if they want to, so that's fine. As long as we're all just sort of in agreement that the original version of Resident Evil 3 will take precedence. But then again, we don't know at the time. It might just be a straight remake in terms of like how the original remake was. So it might actually stand in canon a lot more. If it's a different team, they might have a different approach. We'll really need to see that trailer, and then I think we'll have a clear and concrete idea of what they're going to do with this project. I really hope we see some gameplay with it. I'd be very, very disappointed if it's just like a pre-rendered FMV trailer, which is still happening too much. I still can't believe this happens so much in the industry that we get literally like launch announcement trailers for games, and they're still FMV trailers, which gives you no idea what the actual like full game looks like. If the trailer when it comes out is literally an FMV sequence of Carlos and Jill running away from Nemesis, it'll give us no idea of what the actual game's going to be like whatsoever. Whereas I'd really like to see some gameplay. I can't remember. Remind me just before I close out the stream, because I actually can't remember, even though it wasn't that long ago. The E3 trailer for Resident Evil 2, which showed the deputy being eaten by the zombie, and you got the first-person rat. Did that show any gameplay at all, or was that just literally carefully selected shots from the game? I don't think it did show any gameplay, did it? So we might be, we might have a situation like that again, which I think would be really disappointing, especially. I mean, that trailer with the deputy and the first-person rat, it was a nice sort of reveal, because I know people were quite informed that Remake 2 wasn't far off being announced, but it was still a decent
Ah, yeah, that's right. They did. Yeah, they did put a gameplay trailer on YouTube, didn't they? So I'm hopeful we'll see some. I'm hopeful that we'll definitely see some. Nick said earlier, and I missed it in the chat, that there won't be any trailer on the 12th. Is that something that's been announced today, guys? I've missed that. If that's the case. I don't know, yo. I'm gonna have to look that up properly. But what I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm going to close this out. That's all I've got time for tonight. I'm hoping Yoke's now gonna say he's gonna take over and give you some more exciting Resident Evil 6. But until then, thank you very much. That's been a nice little back and forth tonight. That's one of the more sort of chattier streams that we've done, so it was good fun. I might have time to get Leon's campaign rounded out this weekend, on possibly Saturday. I'll bring lots of alcohol to get through C-Virus T-Rexes. But thank you for everyone. There's been a couple of new faces tonight, so I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Did he ask for fries? Thank you very much for joining. Thank you everyone who's contributing for the chat, and yeah, I will see you very soon. Thank you very much. Let's look forward to what we see with Resident Evil 3. Until then, have a good Friday, great weekend, and I will see you very soon. So farewell and goodbye for now. Cheers.